Hey, before you skip this video, let me ask you something. Right now, you're watching this on a screen. Maybe your phone, maybe your laptop. You might be on Wi-Fi, or maybe using data. And somewhere on the other side of this screen, a server sent you this exact video in less than a second. But here's the crazy part. Do you actually know how that happened? Like, how did these exact pixels land on your screen from a computer that might be thousands of miles away? Most people use the internet every single day. For WhatsApp messages, TikTok scrolls, Instagram posts, online banking, Google searches, and they have absolutely zero idea how any of it works. And that is not your fault. Nobody teaches this stuff in school. But after today, that changes. Welcome to Tech with Bels, where we break down the tech world in a way that actually makes sense. I'm talking zero jargon, zero confusion, just real explanations with real examples. This is episode 1, and today, we are going all the way back to the beginning. What is the internet? How does it actually work? And why should you care? Let's go. Okay, so what even is the internet? Here's the simplest way to think about it. Imagine every single person on planet Earth lives in their own house. Now imagine someone built roads connecting every single house to every other house. Every house. Billions of them. You can drive from your house to any other house on Earth using those roads. The internet is exactly that. But instead of houses, we have computers, phones, and servers. And instead of roads, we have cables, wireless signals, and data connections. The internet is a massive global network of billions of devices, all connected together so they can share information with each other. That is it. It is a network, a really big network. Now, the word internet actually comes from 2 words. Interconnected networks, because the internet is not one thing built by one company. It is millions of smaller networks all joined together. Your home Wi-Fi is a network. Your school's computer lab is a network. A bank's system is a network. The internet is what happens when all of those networks talk to each other. Now here is where it gets really interesting. And most people have absolutely no idea about this. When you think about the internet, you probably imagine it as something invisible, like magic floating through the air. And yes, Wi-Fi is wireless. But the backbone of the entire internet? It is physical. It is cables. Massive, thick cables. Called submarine cables, or undersea cables. And they are literally laid across the floor of the ocean. I am not joking. Right now, at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, there are cables thicker than your arm, running across thousands of kilometers of ocean floor, connecting continents. When you send a message from New York to London, that message travels through one of those undersea cables. When someone in Los Angeles watches a YouTube video that is stored on a server in another country, that video data travels through those cables. There are over 400 of these submarine cables in the world today, and they carry over 95% of all international internet traffic. The few remaining percent travel by satellite. Did you know that? The internet is literally wired into the ocean floor. That single fact changes how you see the world. Next time someone says the internet is just wireless and in the clouds, you can tell them, no, it is also at the bottom of the sea. So the cables exist. But how does your cat video actually move through them? This is where packets come in. And this concept is pure genius. When you send a file, a message, or a video, let's say you send a photo on WhatsApp to your friend. Your phone does not send that photo as one whole thing. Instead, it chops the photo into hundreds or thousands of tiny little pieces, called packets. Think of it like a puzzle. The photo gets split into puzzle pieces, and each piece gets sent separately across the network. Now here's the cool part. Those pieces do not even have to travel the same road. Packet 1 might go through a router in Texas. Packet 2 might bounce through one in Florida. Packet 3 might go through one in New York. They all take different routes, whatever is fastest and least congested at that exact moment. And then, when they arrive at your friend's phone, the device puts all the puzzle pieces back together in the right order. And boom, your friend sees the full photo. This whole process happens in milliseconds. Like, faster than you can blink. This packet system is called packet switching, and it was one of the most revolutionary ideas in computer science history. Before this existed, sending data was slow, fragile, and expensive. The packet switching model made the internet fast, resilient, and scalable enough to handle billions of users. Now, for all these packets flying around the world to find the right destination, every device on the internet needs an address. This is called an IP address. IP stands for Internet Protocol. Think of it exactly like a home address. When your friend wants to send you a package, they need your address to know where to deliver it. Without an address, the delivery guy has no idea where to go. On the internet, every device, every phone, laptop, smart TV, gaming console gets an IP address when it connects to a network. An IP address looks something like this: 192.168.1.1. That string of numbers tells the internet where your device is located on the network. Now you have probably heard of two types, IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is the older version, and it looks like those four sets of numbers. The problem? IPv4 can only support about 4.3 billion unique addresses. And guess what? We ran out. With billions of devices now connected to the internet, 4.3 billion was not enough. So engineers created IPv6, which uses a longer format and can support 340 undecillion addresses. That is a 3 followed by 38 zeros. We will not run out of those anytime soon. Your IP address is how the internet knows where to send the data you asked for. Without it, packets would have nowhere to go. But here is a problem. Humans do not think in numbers. Nobody wants to type 142.250.185.78 every time they want to visit Google. That is where DNS comes in, the domain name system. And it is honestly one of the most underrated technologies on the entire internet. DNS is the internet's phone book. You know how on your phone, you do not dial your mom's actual 11-digit number. You just tap mom in your contacts and your phone looks up the number for you. DNS does exactly that for websites. When you type www.google.com into your browser, your device sends a request to a DNS server and says, "Hey, what is the IP address for google.com?" The DNS server looks it up and says, "It is 142.250.185.78. Your browser then connects to that IP address and loads Google. All of this happens in under a second. You never see it. You just type a name and the website appears. DNS servers are scattered all over the world, millions of them, constantly handling billions of lookups every single day. And here is a cybersecurity fun fact to keep in the back of your mind. Hackers sometimes attack or manipulate DNS to redirect you to fake websites. It is called DNS spoofing or DNS poisoning. You type your bank's website, but DNS secretly sends you to a fake copy designed to steal your login. That is a real attack, and we will cover exactly how to protect yourself from it in a future episode right here on Tech with Bels. Okay, so we have cables, packets, IP addresses, and DNS. But where does all the content actually live? Where's the YouTube video stored? Where does your Google search result come from? The answer is servers. A server is just a powerful computer, or a whole room of powerful computers, whose entire job is to store information and send it to whoever asks for it. When you open Netflix and press play on a movie, your device sends a request to Netflix's servers. The servers find your movie, chop it into packets, and start streaming those packets to your device at high speed. The movie is not on your phone. It lives on Netflix's servers. Your phone is just the viewer. Servers are stored in buildings called data centers. These buildings are massive. sometimes the size of several football fields, filled wall to wall with server racks, humming with constant electricity, cooled by industrial air conditioning systems, and running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Google has data centers. Meta has data centers. Amazon has data centers. And more are being built all across the country every single year. Here is a wild did you know moment. Google's data centers process over 8.5 billion searches every single day. That means every second. There are roughly 99,000 search requests hitting Google's servers, and they handle all of it without breaking a sweat. That is the power of server infrastructure at scale. So now let's put it all together, because this is where everything clicks. You pick up your phone, you open your browser, you type www.youtube.com. In that single moment, here is what happens behind the scenes. Your device sends a DNS request. It asks a DNS server, what is the IP address for youtube.com? The DNS server responds with YouTube's IP address in milliseconds. Your device sends a request to that IP address, which reaches YouTube's servers sitting in a data center somewhere. YouTube's server receives your request, finds the homepage content, breaks it into packets, and sends those packets racing across fiber optic cables, possibly under the ocean, through multiple routers, hops, and network nodes, all the way back to your device. Your device receives the packets, reassembles them in order, and your browser renders the YouTube homepage on your screen. All of that, every single step, in under 1 second. That is the internet. It is not magic. It is a masterpiece of engineering. And now, you understand it. And that right there is just the beginning. We have not even touched on cybersecurity. How hackers try to intercept those packets and steal your data. We have not talked about the cloud, what it actually means when your photos are saved to the cloud. We have not covered firewalls, VPNs, Wi-Fi security, or how your bank keeps your money safe online. But do not worry. Every single one of those topics is coming to tech with Bels. One episode at a time, starting from the absolute basics and building all the way up. So if you learned something new today, and I guarantee you did, then do this right now. Hit the like button. It tells YouTube this video is worth showing to more people, and it helps us grow this channel so we can keep making content like this for free. Subscribe if you have not yet. Click that bell so you never miss an episode, and share this video with one person, a friend, a sibling, a coworker, someone who uses the internet every day but has no idea how it works. You would be doing them a real favor. Drop a comment below. What was the one thing in this video that genuinely surprised you? I read every comment. I want to know. This is Tech with Bels, and we are just getting started.